Serving home cooking, Jack's Barcelona Drive-In, 8249 First Street, Westfield. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner by beautiful Lake Erie in a summer cottage atmosphere with local wines and beers available. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District, with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and we have another great show for you this morning. We had originally posted that we were going to be talking about autism. We have to cancel that concept. We're going to have those folks come on another time due to a variety of situations. But we are going to be talking about some awesome programs at the LoGuidice Educational Center Career Tech, and we've got some very, very interesting and smart people that are going to be talking with us in just a few minutes after I get done chatting with all of you about what's going on around the county. So, as always, this is a live show. If you want to call in, you can call us at 753-5225. You can Twitter us. You can tweet us. That's the same thing, I guess. You can Facebook us. You can text us. You can walk into the studio and hand Jeff a piece of paper and say, please announce this. You can call in for an anniversary or birthday, whatever you want to talk about. If your club or organization has a special event, let us know. We're happy to share that information with you. As many of you know, we are all over Chautauqua County, throughout Jamestown, up into the Fredonia Dunkirk area, and way over to my hometown of Ripley. So we cover every place in the county throughout the week. Also, we are on the radio on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock with our good friends over at WRFA, the Radio for the Arts, Dennis Drew and company, Jason Sample, and we're so happy to be there as well. So I got a bunch of things to share with you, and let's just get started. Okay. Update, the bird. I have this bird that constantly, I talk about this almost every week. It's hard to believe. I would think the bird would have a broken neck by now. But this bird has been at my window for at least 2 months now. I think from the first day of spring. This robin just keeps banging on the window. I looked through actually we had sun the other day, and I could actually see through the window. And there has to be like thousands of peck marks on the window. I don't know what his deal is. He must see his reflection, and he thinks it's his competition or something, I don't know. But he's still pecking at the window. Now, listen to this story. This is a great one. I posted this on Facebook, and I got all kinds of comments on this. It was the other night. I was watching the hockey game. I think it was, I don't even remember what night it was, Sunday or Monday. And it was a nice balmy night. I had the windows open, and I was just sitting there. Barb had already gone to bed. She'd had enough of hockey, and it was third period, just in case you want to know where we were in the game. And I hear this And I think, well, it must be the ice machine in my refrigerator making ice. So I didn't think anything of it. Then it gets a little louder and go, hey, wait a minute, what's that? Well, we have a tendency to have raccoons from time to time, so I thought, I'll check it out. So I get my flashlight, I look out the bay window, and there's a 250-pound bear. I mean, like, from me to you, that's how close it was. It was incredible. And I know we've had bears before, but this was the first time I actually saw the bear. Of course, my trail camera was in a different location, so we didn't get him on film. And I woke Barb up, and we were trying to take pictures of the bear. We got this big black mass. Jeff, you would have been proud of me. I did the best I could, but all you see is this big back. Well, the part that was sort of unnerving was once he got done, and we're banging on the window trying to scare him away, he could care less. He walks around towards the porch, and I'm looking through another window, and he stands up. And he looks back at me, and we have a raised porch, and his nose almost touched the railing. That had to be like 5.5 feet tall. Oh my gosh. So bears are out there. Clear out your feeders. Don't bring in the small dogs, whatever. They're more afraid of us, of course, and so on. But that was startling, but it was an interesting story. Hey, you know, on July 4th, we got a special show coming up. We're going to be broadcasting live, of course, at the Mayville Library. And we're going to be there already in place on the 4th of July, and Vince Horgan's going to be my guest. And right from there, I'm just going to stand up, I'm going to walk outside, and then we're going to narrate the Mayville Parade like we have for the last few years. So 4th of July, we're going to have a double show. Chautauqua Sunrise going right into the Mayville Parade. So put that on your calendar. That's going to be a lot of fun. Didn't I just say that? Mayville Library. I have voices in my head. We're going to be at the Mayville Library for the first part, and then we're going to go outside of the Mayville Library and talk out there. I'm getting prompted from other beings here. Also, I wanted to announce that for those of you that visit Chautauqua Institution or that live at the Chautauqua Institution or it's your first time at Chautauqua Institution, that there is a health clinic that is sponsored by the Westfield Memorial Hospital, and that'll be opening up on June 29th through the 28th of August, and it's there for your use and for little scrapes or whatever, and if we need to move you from there, they send you right over to the Westfield Memorial Hospital. So that's just informational for you. Okay, I got a whole list of things to talk to you about real quick, and then we're going to get into this fabulous show we're going to have today. Okay, from now, this day forward till Labor Day, there's a bicycle raffle at the Bemis Point Library. The Study Club raffle is $1 per ticket or $6 for $5, and there's that bicycle, and the drawing will be held Labor Day weekend. So that's the Bemis Point Library. Okay, today I'll be participating in this, and our very good cameraman, you're missing a treat here, Randy Burt is over at the Dash and Bash at the Children's Safety Education Village, also known as a resident of the Hughes Educational Center. They are starting the 42-mile bike tour, and there's the 21-mile bike tour that Randy's going to be on. There's a 5K walk, and there's a 1K walk. I will be at the 1K because I can't do the 5K because I'm here right now. Okay, now yesterday, my buddy Steve Maggio, and if you guys know Steve from over in the Jamestown area, he and I went all the way around Lake Chautauqua posting signs for the 42-mile bike tour. And I saw parts of Chautauqua County. I thought I knew every place in this area, but we got up there in the Sea Lion Drive, I guess it's called. Is that what it's called? Okay, Chris. And there was all these little ins and outs, and we went up some streets I had never been to. It's really beautiful up through there. So those of you that are on the bike tour, have fun. Hopefully Randy will call in and let us know how far he got. He's doing only the half run. They go up, and they go over up 394 to get onto the ferry, and then he crosses over and comes around the corner all the way around Jamestown and back again. The others are going all the way up to Mayville, all the way around the lake. So in case you want to know, it's 42 miles. Really cool. Okay, and other things to tell you about, Infinity Visual and Performing Arts will be hosting the June installment of Poetry Pulse. Wait a minute. Pulse Poetry Slam on Saturday, June 13th, and that would be today. Today's the 13th of June. All right. At 6:30 tonight, this installation of the event will celebrate 1-year anniversary of its founding and will feature both poetry and live music. This event is free, family-friendly, and open to the public. Performance poetry is an excellent way to express creativity while practicing performance and public speaking. This is alliteration. Poets and audience members are welcome. If you don't know anything about Infinity, it's a great program for young folks in all of the performing arts, and I've been associated with them for a number of years now, and we're going to have a graduate of Infinity later on this month, so stay tuned. The Chautauqua County Historical Society is inviting residents and supporters of local history to attend the 2015 Summer Gala and Fundraiser on June 13th. That's today. In Westfield, the annual event will take place from 6 to 8 at the historic McClurg Museum in Moore Park, located at the corners of Route 394 and 20 in the village. Highlights this year's gala will be the appearance of the Alonzo Cushing Medal of Honor. We've talked about this here with John Paul Wolfe. This is quite an honor, which was, here's that tough word, posthumously awarded to the former Fredonia resident and Gettysburg hero last year. 151 years after his death, they awarded him. The medal will be on display inside the museum on the second floor beginning June 13th, today, and continuing until September 8th. Anyone wishing to view the medal can do so free of charge. Tonight's fundraiser and gala event is from 6 to 8 p.m. and will be $50 per person. All proceeds going to support the McClurg Museum operations and all volunteer organization. And I'm happy to share with you, I will be performing there from 6 to 8, and I'll be doing American and Irish folk music. Didn't know that about me, did you? This guy's everywhere. It's a great time. And let me see here. Also, it doesn't even say anything about that. Right now, you got the Civil War reenactment folks are all camped out at Moore Park in Westfield. And if you have a chance to stop by, it's free. You can talk with the folks there, learn all about how they lived in those days. And my buddy Dave Brown is I think he's a lieutenant or a captain there. He's got all the fancy hats and that. And the ladies have the big hoop dresses and skirts, and it's just really a lot of fun to see what they're doing. Okay, all students and families interested in learning more about Infinity or signing up for lessons or classes are invited to attend a new student orientation session on Thursday, June 18th at the Infinity Center. Orientation sessions last approximately 20 minutes and are followed by a tour of the facility and the scheduling of lessons. The Infinity Center is located at 301 East 2nd Street in downtown Jamestown. We got a lot of Infinity stuff. Students of the Infinity Visual and Performing Arts Center as well as community members will be putting on a free concert on Friday, June 19th at 7 p.m. in the Infinity Arts Cafe. The performance is, once again, family friendly and will be open to the public. Anyone wishing to perform is asked to sign up no later than 6:45 at the Infinity Center. You know, it's really good that they mentioned that it's family friendly because a lot of times we go to things and maybe it's a little bit more adult oriented, so that's good to hear. The Chautauqua Historical Society would also like to invite you to the next upcoming speaker, Niagara Falls researcher and regional historian John Slater will present Pioneer Winemakers of Chautauqua County on Wednesday, June 17th at 6 p.m. at the Westfield Great Discovery Center right there on Route 20. In addition to the speakers, the Society's annual summer picnic will also take place. There's no cost, but everyone who attends is encouraged to provide a dish to pass. Beverages and a complimentary serving of Swedish meatballs will also be provided. As a result, attendees are asked to RSVP by 5 p.m. Thursday, June 11th, which was 2 days ago. So hopefully you've already made contact with them. And then the last one I have here, we don't have a slide on this, but the 23rd annual golf tournament for the Westfield Memorial Hospital Foundation is taking place on July 10th. Is that what it is? Let me get back to you on that. Okay, they're got a variety of prizes and they're selling tickets for that. And there's a TV, there's a grill. I'm trying to find the date for this for you exactly. Hold on one second here. Yeah, July 10th. It's going to be at the Chautauqua Golf Course. And they're also giving away 2 box seats to a Buffalo Bills game. Should be a good year. We say that every year. Apple iPad Mini, Child's Pedal Car, Patio Set. Tickets are $10 or 3 for $20. Proceeds support your local hospital, the Westfield Memorial Hospital, and that's all taking place on Friday, July 10th. So that's it on announcements, I think. Let me just check my notes here. That's it. So once again, if you have an announcement and you want to share that today, give us a call at 753-5225. Don't be shy. It's free of charge. And if you don't want to go on the air, actually talk with us live, they'll write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to me during the show. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be right back with a great show. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be awesome.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions.
Good luck, big guy.
His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Oh! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
That commercial was based on my real life experiences as a father and a carpenter. Thank you very much. Okay, right now I want to kind of frame the show, what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about career tech, whatever that is, huh? Well, we're going to get into that greatly. The folks today you're going to be talking with or hearing, and you can talk with them, you can call live. We're going to be talking about the programs at the LoGuidice Educational Center, which is part of the Erie to Chautauqua Cattaraugus BOCES. See, I can say all that really fast. And I had the pleasure of spending 29 years of my own professional career with BOCES. It was a great job. I loved it there. And two of my children went through the programs there, and they have successful careers today. And so we're going to learn about programs. We're going to hear from some students, some outstanding students, they tell me. The students told me that. And some staff members as well. So let's get right to it. I want to welcome the principal of the LoGuidice Center, Joe Pagan. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks so much for joining us today. I know there was a little change in the lineup for this morning, and thanks for your flexibility. And so you're the principal of the LoGuidice Center of all the programs, or just the career tech?
It's basically the campus principal at the LoGuidice Center.
So
I also supervise the CT program.
So you're the big cheese there.
I guess. Yeah.
So if something goes wrong, they call you. There's so many big cheeses at BOCES. I had that job back in the, I was trying to remember what it was. It was the mid-'90s, I think it was. And it was a great campus. Lots of good people there, good staff, and working with all those school districts. How many what school districts do you work with up there?
We have quite a few districts. I mean, we have anywhere from, I guess we'll start down the road, Cassadaga. We have Brockton, Westfield, Dunkirk, Fredonia. We have Pine Valley, Forestville, Gowanda, Lakeshore, and Silver Creek.
Okay, so all basically the northern and northeastern districts and so forth.
Yes.
Okay, you said career tech, and I said whatever that is. So what is career tech?
I guess I like to hear when you say career tech, because there's that stigma out there, Voltech. You know, when I went to BOCES at the LoGuidice too, it used to be Voltech.
Wait a minute, are your initials still under that table? It says JP. You said you went to BOCES.
Yes, I did.
I think your initials are carved somewhere there. What program were you in?
I was in the computer programming with Greg Cole, who is still a teacher at the Career Center.
Greg and I worked together many years together.
Very nice teacher. But you know, it used to be Voltech, as you know, and now with the name changes and everything in the programs, it's called CTE, Career and Technical Education, because we not only now do the hands-on portion, we do a lot of book work. They do lectures. They do because our students get the ELA credits, math credits, science credits, and the CT credits as well. So it's not like it used to be, where it used to just be hands-on Voltech. So when I hear Voltech, you know, I tend to correct people, and my teachers do too, and our students, because it's not Voltech. It's not just hands-on. So kids come in and expect that, you know, they're going to come and just do the hands-on portion. Yes, you do, but there's bookwork as well. You know, we have to get you somehow, as one of our students will show you, some of the assignments, some of the stuff they come out with, their portfolios, and a lot of those assignments are part of their ELA assignment, you know, their credits that's how we know that these kids are ready to get that ELA credit.
Right.
And they also get articulation credits with the different schools, colleges that we partner with. So these kids get the options, either move on to a college if that's what you choose to do, or continue working at the career field.
They could go to a 2-year program? They could go to a certificate program?
Almost 60% of our kids go in the last 4 years, according to the data, the CTES data, which you're probably familiar with. Almost 60% of our kids go to a 2-year or 4-year college.
That's awesome.
Which is, yes, it's outstanding, you know. And I said our students could speak on their end, but that's pretty high. I mean,
right, and as you say, the mentality even 10, 20 years ago was, well, kids just go there to hang out.
right, right. It used to be that way.
This is not your grandfather's VOTEC anymore.
Yes, no.
This is far and away intense. I know it can be really intense.
Yes, because kids come there and they're surprised. I thought I was just going to do hands-on. I don't do anything. I
have to write?
I have to write. So now when it gets to that point, some of the kids, because they have to pass the safety part of it, there's a lot of writing involved, reading, and of course passing the exams, OSHA, whatever it might be in that program. So there's a lot of reading involved, a lot of book work before you can actually apply anything or use any specific equipments. So some of the kids that can't do that tend to kind of just drop out.
And I know that when I talk with folks here on the show, or if I'm out and about, because I do work with JCC and the private industry, and they're always saying that the folks that are coming out of high school today are so ill prepared for the world of work. And I thought, have you talked to some of the graduates from BOCES? And they haven't. BOCES, that's a name that people don't know what that means. They think of it in negative terms. So what's BOCES stand for?
Well, BOCES, in my own term, I guess, we do a lot of real life learning. That's our new motto, our new logo. It's real life learning, whether it's through alt-ed, special ed, or to CTE. But this is a prime example of our kids here now. I'm a prime example of the LoGuidice program itself, because I said I went to LoGuidice for computers.
What year was that?
That was back in many years ago.
Well, was I your principal?
1987, actually.
87. No, I was in a different program at that point. Okay.
Thanks for giving my age out.
But
so anyway, when I was in high school, I didn't want to do. I was not a college-bound kid. That was not me. But going to the school, going to the program, and loving and liking and enjoying what I like to do, it made me come to school every day. So that kind of just opened me up. And even though I didn't go to college, I went to the Marine Corps right out of school. Just a work ethic, that I learned at CTE helped me get through school once I got out of the Marine Corps.
And now you have 3 college degrees.
And now I have 3 college degrees. Right.
Congratulations.
So I preach that. I talk to my kids about that at LoGuidice during orientation. I talked about that on my in my interviews. But our kids, again, it's all about the kids. I mean, I sit down one-on-one with the kids. I talk to them. I give them little examples. I was there. Maybe now you're not thinking school, but next year you might as a senior.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the kids do. They change their mind by the time they're.
All right, you said it's all about the kids, so let's talk about some
the
kids.
kids.
So why don't you make some introductions, and we'll get right to it.
We have Destiny Clemens here, who is one of our outstanding students. We
Self-proclaimed.
We have many of them, many outstanding students. We had 177 graduates this year.
Wonderful.
And it was outstanding, probably one of our bigger classes, and I hope it continues to grow as kids in the community realize that this is what our kids need, an opportunity for a career or college. That's what we do in our program.
All right, we have Destiny and...
Destiny Clemens, and then we have Lemke, who is a small animal science teacher, who is also a very outstanding teacher. She's excellent, and I say that all the time, so she knows that. So,
well, good morning, ladies, and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Take a deep breath. Here we go. Okay. So, what program are you guys involved with?
Small animal science.
Okay. Not bears?
No.
Birds?
No,
Not so much. Little four-legged things.
Yes.
Okay. So, how long you've been? A lot of people don't know how long you're involved with the program at the LoGuidice there. So, how many years have you been there?
I started my junior year. That's most of the time, like the regular standard.
So 2-year program.
Yes, 2
Okay.
years.
And so why did they pick you to be here? Of all the 177 students, they picked 2 of you, and we're going to visit with the other student here in a little bit. So why you?
Well, because you said we're the outstanding students, right?
Okay. So what would you like to talk about as far as your program today? What would you like folks to know about it? I mean, is it like really easy, or you just feed animals and then call it a day, or what?
Not really, and I feel like that's what some people think it is. Like you
Exactly.
just come in and, oh, we're going to play with animals all day and puppies, and oh, there's rabbits, oh, we're going to hold them and pet them. That's nothing what it's like. Like, yeah, you get that opportunity too, but you have to take care of them. We learn how to fix them if they're sick, or oh, they have a broken leg. The teacher's going to tell you, okay.
You set legs?
Well, no, we learn about
You learn about
it, but
it.
we don't actually.
I would provide them with the knowledge.
Okay, so they can assist. Is that what you?
Correct. So-
Well, let's talk about where are you headed with this experience? What's your field going to be? I mean, what do you do?
Well, when we graduate, if we pass our NOCTI and get our technical endorsement, we can be a vet assistant. But I'm going to college to Madai to be a vet tech, which is what my teacher is. But it's like a nurse to a doctor. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Very, very cool. You said a word, NOCTI, National Occupational Careers Technical. I'm making it. It's a competency test, right?
Yeah.
And if you pass that, that says you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, sort of like the Regents to career and technical education, would you say?
Yes.
Okay, it's a hard test, I believe.
It is.
Okay. So, could you kind of walk us through a typical day at the office here when you're at school?
When we get in our classroom, we normally sit down, get ready. We have to change into our scrubs. We all have normal uniforms. You can't have open-toed shoes. You got to put your sneakers on, scrub pants, scrub top, and then we have a lecture, and we learn like vocab for the day, and then just like our normal lesson, and then we go into group work, and we get assigned groups. We have rodents, rabbits, dogs, and we go into all of our groups, and we also have ferrets. And we go in and we disinfect them. We learn how to disinfect them properly. We look them over to do physicals. We check their heart rate. We clean their ears. We cut their nails and just do any form
So
of.
where do all these animals come from? They live there or what?
Yeah, but my teacher gets them from rescues. So
Oh,
if they
okay.
need a home or they're looking for a home and they've been there for a while, she'll look on.
This is your teacher?
Yes,
Oh,
this is my teacher.
so what did she miss so far, Holly?
Well, she's touched base on everything, and I like to get the perspective of the students.
Absolutely.
Because if there's people that are interested, obviously, that's the perspective that I want them to get. Students that leave my program will be able to apply as a veterinary assistant at any local vet clinics, grooming assistants as well. It's kind of like an apprenticeship, I guess, at a grooming facility that they can actually learn the proper procedures in order to become a groomer. We make a lot of partnerships with local businesses like Tail Waggers in Fredonia, the Lakeshore Humane Society. Students get to do internships, and sometimes those internships turn into job offers.
An internship being what now?
Well,
See, I always throw back the term because folks that are watching TV may not always know what that means.
so their senior year, if students have completed all of their ELA and they have
English language arts.
the English language arts, and they've been mature and they've showed all of the teachers that they're able to maintain, they have the opportunity to go on a 3-week internship at a local business. And this year actually was our first year that we've done an extended internship. So some of my students were able to do 6 weeks at their business. And I've actually had 2 that came back that have had job offers from their internship sites, which is
That's excellent.
awesome. I'm really proud
Destiny,
of
where
them.
did you intern?
I interned at the Concord Veterinary Center in Springville.
And how did that go?
I loved it. It was a lot of fun, and it was nice to go into the clinic and actually see like a real day and like what happens. And it's never the same. Like you can get an emergency or surprise at any moment, and it's so like, oh my God, like we gotta fix this dog or go do this. It's a lot of fun, and I liked it a lot because you actually go into the real world and you see how it is, and then you can see like, say you're going to be a vet assistant, you can see that you're more capable or you have the like skills to be something higher than that. And you like push yourself to, I want to be a vet tech now, or you know what, I want to be a vet because I'm capable of doing that job.
Awesome.
And it really opens your eyes and says, you know what, I'm capable of doing that, and then you push yourself to do it. It's a real eye opener.
So the question that I have right now is, when you left the classroom and you walked in day one to your internship, did you feel a big difference, or did you feel really comfortable? Other than just the, where everything is, and but I mean, as far as your knowledge base and your experience.
Yeah, I felt really comfortable because I kind of knew like the terms that they were talking about, and I kind of had an idea.
So there goes that daily vocabulary.
Yeah, exactly. It helps out a lot. It really sets you apart from other people who really have, not that they have no idea, but they are just there and they're kind of learning about the situation. It's like, okay, I'm just going to watch you restrain that dog. No, I got to restrain that dog because I know how to do that, and it really sets you apart. And they're like, wow, that girl really knows what.
You want to see what my dog looks like?
Sure, let's see.
Jeff, do we have Max? He'll flash Max up here. Max shows up every once in a while on the show. Good question. Okay, if you do, just flash him up any old time, and I'll see him. Okay. He's a great dog. So you got to do the real deal.
Yes.
Okay. Now I understand that last night was your graduation.
Thursday
night. As you can tell, I don't know what day it is.
Thursday night.
That happens when you retire. Thursday night. So you were like one of the speakers or something like that?
Yes, me and Rachael McCarty, who is also here today.
So we're going to have her on shortly.
We did a graduation speech, and we touched base with every single class that is at the BOCES Center and gave out accomplishments and everything that they have achieved in their time there.
So what did you guys accomplish?
Well, I have my speech.
So many things.
So many things.
And
I just happened to ask the question.
I have to say too, I've gotten a lot of compliments on the two girls on the ceremony itself, but the two girls and the message for the girls. I had some of the students come up to me and say, Mr. Pagan, that was very nice. Those, and they commented on the speech itself.
Okay, so just tell me about the small animal science accomplishments. Let's start there. We had to leave something for Rachael.
It's not limited to this. We have accomplished many, many things, but some of the things, we do go to the Lakeshore Humane Society, which is in Dunkirk, and we go there and we help disinfect all the animals in their cages, and we actually just made cat beds.
We did.
We tie-dyed cat beds.
What?
Yeah, we learned how to sew.
And they got to sew,
Yes.
and they were enthusiastic about that at first. So they did it.
But we go there and we help disinfect because it's only volunteers, correct?
It's
that
all
go there?
volunteers, yeah.
Yeah, so we go there and help out with disinfecting, and we did go to the Concord Veterinary Center as a field trip before I interned there, and we got to take our knowledge from the classroom and put it in real life situations, and it was eye-opening then too. Just because we got to see how the real world works. It's not just in the classroom and we're watching like a video and that's like, oh, that's how it is. No, we get to see it right there in person.
Hands-on.
Yeah, and then we went to the Gowanda Elementary School and we took some of the animals from our classroom. I had a hamster that I was talking about, and I was actually with my teacher, Miss Lemke, and we were showing them x-rays and the different things that could be inside of them, and then I was talking about how to feed the animal and her daily routine. Like, you have to put them in the exercise ball, give them space. You have to put, exercise time.
Lift some weight.
But just different things, like you have to put a roll in there, like a paper towel roll or anything else. Keep their teeth down because they constantly grow. We just educate them about the simple things.
Oh, nice. Very good. Okay. One of the things that I always get when I'm talking to folks out in the world of outside of education is, all right, so you go to this program and you deal with animals and all that stuff. Can you make a living off this? So who wants to address that question?
I can address that question.
Because they don't always see things that these students go into real jobs making real money.
Absolutely.
Yes. The wonderful thing about the agriculture industry or the animal science industry is that it's not just working in a small animal clinic or working at a large animal clinic. There's so many different aspects of the field that you can go into. I'm an example of that. I'm a vet tech, but I also really enjoy teaching and educating high school students about the different fields you can go into.
Okay.
So look at me, I'm teaching animal science. And there's so many different colleges that are out there that students can apply to. Alfred State, they have a great animal science program, veterinary technology program, agriculture program. We don't get to touch base a lot on the large animals in my program. We're more small animal. It's hard to house a horse at the school.
But Lord knows, I bet you'd try if you could.
I would try, trust me. But can you make a living? Absolutely, off of this. And there's, in Buffalo, it depends on what area you go to as well.
Sure.
Doggy daycare is becoming more popular, and if that's something that you're interested in pursuing as a business owner, you just have to find the right area,
Right.
Find your little niche, and that's a great industry to get into. So.
Okay, we got a phone call, so hold your breath. You're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and we're visiting with folks from the LoGuidice Educational Center, the Career Technical Education. And good morning, caller.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. You were very loud. Good morning.
Hey, Doc, how are you?
Oh, Randy, is that you?
I'm still alive. I just made it to Mayville. I think everybody else is probably already back.
Are you doing the 42-mile race or
I'm
tour?
doing a 27 and a half, and we go to Bemis and take the ferry, but the ferry's broke down, I guess, so I guess we're going to be swimming across. I told Shag, man, just to go ahead because I'm so slow, and I'd figure out some way to get across, so.
Okay. So you having fun?
I'm having fun. I just met some nice people here. They had a little rest stop at Lakeside Park, so I'm just getting ready to head on yonder, so I just thought I'd say hi.
Okay, well, I'm going to, after the show, I'm going to come over there and see you, okay?
Well, if I'm not there, I got a bag, goodie bag with your fingerprint buddies. It's got my name on it. Maybe you can grab it for me.
Okay, well, thanks for calling in, Randy. All right, we'll see you next week, okay, buddy?
Okay.
All right, be safe out there.
Bye.
All right, that was our cameraman, Randy Burt. He's getting in shape for the ride for Roswell. They do these crazy bike rides, all these guys. Okay, we're going to be bringing on the other folks here in a minute, but so you can make a living.
You can.
It's really fun. Do you recommend this for other folks?
Absolutely. Even whatever program that you go into, it really sets you apart from other people, and you have a background and you learn the basics and knowledge, and when you go into the workplace, it'll set you apart because you're going to know more and be more confident in what you're doing. So I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's interested. And even if you're just thinking about that type of job, I would definitely take it, because then you know whether you actually want to do that, or you see a different program there and you're like, you know what, no, I want to do that, and then you can go and talk to that teacher. And instead of going out into the real world and then starting to do that program, you can do it here and then get the basics, and it'll set you apart and put you more ahead.
Right.
So I
Start
would
out,
definitely.
don't wait. Start,
Yes.
and you can, and your schools pay for it. Doesn't cost you anything.
Nope,
right?
it doesn't cost you anything.
So how awesome. Okay, we're going to give you like one more shot right now, because then we got to bring on the other folks that have been waiting very patiently. What do you want to tell folks about LoGuidice Center? What do you want to tell them about animal science, small animal science? What would you like them to hear?
It's a really fun program, and I'm glad that I took it. And you meet so many different people, and you come together with people from all different schools. Like Casadega, I'm best friends now with someone from I would never have met if I didn't go here. And I'm glad that I did. You meet so many different people, and you learn how to communicate with others and work with others, and you learn just so many skills that I would probably never even know of if I didn't come here, because it's not just about the job. You learn about interviews. You do, like in our folders, we do our resumes, we have reference pages,
So this is your portfolio that you would take to a job interview.
Yeah,
So
and that also
you're ready
sets
to roll?
us apart. Yeah.
I got to tell you, when I've interviewed people for many jobs, and I've hired lots of people in this world, the ones that walk in an interview with a portfolio, that walk in with that, that's the person I'd look at first. So don't lose that thing. Okay, and Holly, anything that you want to wrap up with?
I just really encourage any students or parents that are wondering what it is that we do, because we could probably spend 2 hours here talking
Yeah.
about
I told you
how
it's
wonderful
gonna
our
go quick.
programs are.
You got to make room, time for other folks here.
To check out our website, e2ccp.org, and give our LoGuidice Center a call, or whatever center it is that your district is that works with, I guess. Is
Yeah,
how I
they're
wanna
part of
say
your
it.
region there.
Yeah, part of your region. But LoGuidice Center is 672-4371, and we can set something up if you want to do a tour, if you have questions. But I really encourage you to look into it and know that CTE has evolved from VOTEC, And when we talk about ELA and we talk about math and we talk about science credits, it's all incorporated and it has to do with what your program is. So my animal science students are learning and writing papers about things that are pertaining to the industry right now. They're always up to date with anything that's changing. So
Okay, awesome. We're going to take a break. You're going to disappear, and we're going to bring on two more lovely ladies, okay? So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
good job.
If you keep tanning, indoors or out, the effects of harmful rays will show up on your skin. Wrinkles, age spots, and an increased risk of skin cancer, including melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer, and the second most common cancer in women 15 to 29. Stop tanning. Time may not be on your side. Learn how to protect your skin at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Think about the sun. Don't think that it's not going to harm you. It's there, it's real, and I know people, I was talking to a fellow yesterday that's had 3 cancer spots removed from his skull because he didn't wear the ball cap, didn't wear the sunscreen, so that's good advice. Joe Pagan is the principal of the LoGuidice Educational Center, and he's in charge of the career and technical educational programs. Now who are we going to talk to?
Well, we have here Rachael McCarty, another outstanding student who is also in the small animal science program. And I have Lori Poniatowski, who is our health careers teacher, who is also a certified nurse with a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and has done an excellent job. She's also outstanding.
Well, welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise, ladies. Let's get right over to Rachael to start with, and then we'll get over to Lori in a minute. I see something here about Skills USA, and your name is after it. And now Destiny talked all about the program of small animal science. Tell us about what Skills USA is.
Skills USA, it's a government-style organization for students by students. It's actually run by students. We're voted upon. We have president, which I had the honor of being for the past 2 years, and then we have vice president, treasurer, secretary, historian, parliamentarian, and we get to the skills that we learn in our classrooms. We actually get to go to competitions and show off those skills. And then from those competitions, we're given scholarship opportunities, job opportunities.
Wow.
I know one of our students in welding, he was just given a $46,000 scholarship, full ride to an underwater welding.
Let's say it a little slower. $46,000. Whoa, baby.
Yes. And then I know a couple of my small animal science peers, they were given over $30,000 in scholarships each. For I know Madai College has given them scholarships. So Skills is just a huge opportunity for students that want to further their education.
And this is part of your everyday life at the LoGuidice Center? Okay.
Yes. We have meetings, it's usually about once a month, and in those meetings we do we learn about community service, where we actually have opportunities to go out in the community and do different things and involve ourselves with the community, and then just involve ourselves with everybody in the school and everybody in the community.
Now, for those that are watching the show right now, you might say, Skills USA, I don't know what that is. It used to be called VICA, Vocational Industrial Clubs of America, and for whatever reason, they now call it Skills USA.
It was started in 1965 as VICA, and then in 2004, it was officially changed to Skills USA.
There you go.
I
You're the historian here.
I gave a speech on it, yes.
Okay, and you're part of the small animal science program as well?
Yes.
Okay, and everything that Destiny said was true?
I don't think she's lied at all.
Lori, let's get over to you. Now, you're in the health services.
Yes.
I didn't say health assisting. It used to be called health assisting, so could you just touch on your program a little bit?
Health Careers is a foundation course for any of the health careers, be it nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, our radiology technicians. So any of the hands-on patient care industries that are out there. Most of my students are college-bound. They come to me for the foundations, anatomy, physiology, microbiology, infection control, medical terminology. But in addition to that, they're exposed to all of the patient care skills. So they learn over 22 skills that allows them at the end of the program to test for the New York State Certified Nurse Aide certification. So they're allowed, by the end, if they've completed all of the requirements and know those hands-on care skills, they've mastered those skills, they can test for that certification.
CNA?
Yes, it is the
See,
CNA.
I know these terms. So they can leave your program and go right to work
They can.
at an entry-level position,
Yes.
and they go from there.
And they're not leaving the program working for minimum wage any longer. They're leaving the program working for $10, $12 an hour, the eyes and the ears for the nurses and doctors providing the direct hands-on care to the patients. And it also allows them to have a career or a career opportunity that gives them a springboard for anything else that they might want to do. So that's an option. Not all of the students take that option, but this year I had 11 students pass the CNA exam, so they're certified nurse aides coming out of my program, 11 of them.
So they're learning skills, they're job ready, and they're ready to go like soon as, like tomorrow.
They're ready to go. I have a student that last week on Thursday and Friday last week, they took the CNA exam at LoGuidice. We're an in-facility testing center, and Prometric, New York State contracts with Prometric. They come out, they offer the exam right in our facility, so they tested last week. That student put an application in on Friday to Absolute of Dunkirk, and I got a message from her yesterday saying that she was hired. So
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is.
And you know, and this is not to cast any dispersions on any of the fields that you guys work with, but I say this to people all the time. Find me an electrician, find me a plumber. The hospitals are always looking for nurses. You know, the bakers, the cooks, the chefs, all those folks, they're hard to come by. They're getting pulled all over the place to different places, and you can't find a lot of these skilled folks. And I want to go back to Rachel for a minute. Destiny talked about that she was doing English and stuff like that. Can you tell me about like the math and the science part? Because everybody understands English, you got to read and write and all that jazz. But is there a lot of science in your program in math?
There definitely is. We actually have a math and science teacher come in. It's once a week, once every other week, and we do math lessons. And then, I mean, that applies to our everyday work. When we're doing our heart rate and temperature and weights and everything, we have to convert those to different measurements. And then when we go out of school and we're going into our vet clinics and everything, we get to learn how to do dosages of medications and learn how to do everything in different conversions. So
conversions of what?
Different weights and measurements of liquids and pills and medications. And
so this is critical.
It is.
This is critical applied math and science.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and so very often we know folks will take math courses, and I can't even make this stuff up. But I mean, this stuff that has no relevance. They work formulas. They and you guys are doing exactly that. My daughter's involved with cosmetology. I don't know if I mentioned that, but she graduated from LoGuidice Center, and she's now part owner. In fact, the Bella Salon, in the introduction, they sponsor the show. The science that they have to be involved in, the medical side and the health side, even with health sciences and things like that, of understanding skincare and things like that. We always think, they're just going for the pear, or in your case, you just feed some pellets to the hamsters. This is technical stuff. And tell me, what about in your program, Lori, as far as the math and the sciences?
The math and science is integrated, so it's integrated right into the program, and very much like Rachel said, my students learn vital signs, which is temperature, pulse, respiration, blood pressure. They're learning math skills when we do that, heights and weights, and graphing heights and weights for percentile for growth, and so they're learning that math, and it's applied to their career path. So it's no longer just rote math calculations and a math class, but they're actually learning the math so that they can do the hands-on. So it makes it very interesting for them. And when students, when I say, well, it's Math Monday, well, it's not really a math class per se. We talk about how we're going to integrate that math and learn a skill where they apply that math. So it's not your traditional math class or your traditional science class. My students study science with me every day: anatomy, physiology, microbiology. So they get that every day, and it's integrated. So, and then they do the hands-on that is tied to that. So.
Awesome. Okay, catch your breath. I'm Doc Hamels, and you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. We have folks from the LoGuidice Educational Center, and if you have inclination to give us a call or comment on what they're talking about, call us at 753-5225, or you can Twitter us, and we'll take your message, okay? All right. Fascinating. I mean, this is more than most people realize that's going on in those classrooms. Rachel and Destiny both had these really heavy binders. What in the heck is inside those things?
These are our portfolios. Every student in the school has them. In here, like Destiny mentioned, we have resumes, we have references, and then we put all of our awards that we have over the past 2 years.
Whoa, you got a couple there.
Yeah, there's a few in here.
What are those for?
There's different ones: perfect attendance and National Technical Honor Society.
Let me tell you about attendance, okay? When I talk, because I do modules in industry, I go out and I work with different companies from time to time through Jamestown Community College. And if there's anything that they complain more about than anything else is people showing up for work or on time. All right? So I am so glad to hear that you are recognizing attendance. That's awesome.
And then Destiny and I, along with numerous of our students at our educational center, we're part of National Technical Honor Society, which is one of the highest honors that you can get at your center. And so we get ceremonies and we get national recognition for being in that.
And at graduation at your home school, you can wear your, what you call these
The
cords?
stole.
Stole.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
And then also in here we have a lot of our ELA assignments that we have.
That's
so
English.
Yes.
Language, arts. Okay.
And we have applications that we practice on so that when we go into the job or our interview, we can fill out the application and we have all of our stuff instead of trying to remember every single thing that we want to put on there.
Absolutely.
We have it all right here.
And I will tell you, as a former employer, that is so good that you are prepared, because people come in and say, well, can I take the application home? Or it's messy, or they don't have the dates right. And to be professional when you go in from the first minute that you walk through the door with your portfolio, that's awesome. What else you got?
We have pictures in here. We have a section in here where we put pictures from internships and different things that we've done. This was one of our fundraisers that we did. And then different classroom things that we did.
Real quick, what is the purpose of those pictures, if you can explain that?
It's real life opportunities and things that we've done so that when we go into a job interview, they can look at this and they can say, oh wow, you've actually done hands-on experience. You've gone places.
That's the evidence.
You haven't just read a book. You haven't just looked at a video. You've done this stuff.
That's crucial. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to touch on the attendance too,
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
a lot of our kids, just because they love being there, they love what they do, that's why a lot of our kids get that perfect attendance awards. I mean, I don't know how many of our kids get that perfect attendance that, they tell me that before coming to BOCES that they wouldn't come to school every day. Well, that was me too. My senior year, I had perfect attendance because I love what I did at the program. So I was there every day and I had a perfect attendance.
There was, I used to have this discussion with people, and I'd say, well, what do you think is a good percentage of attendance? And they would start going to like grading. So like, 85, it's like, to get a grade of 85 is pretty okay. It's like a B or whatever. And I said, do you want your staff there 85% of the time? And then all of a sudden, No.
Yeah, right.
And I say, what about 90%? And they go, well, no. And I say, what about 95? Well, no. And I say, about 98.5. So, I mean, we want like 100, 99.9, because that's money out the door, that's no services that day or whatever.
agree.
So I am so glad to hear that.
One of the things that she can touch on too is that
Sure.
our preparation for, like, with the cell phones and the policies and the rules we have on campus.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
yes.
it's a really formal campus. We're trained for that job, so no cell phones. If your cell phone is out, that's a no-no. So it's definitely, you want to be professional, and it's all about professionalism and training you for that job.
Kids walk in and they automatically take their hats off. in
You're
the
welcome.
building.
I set that all up when I was there.
Yeah, so they take their hats off, and then when they're in specific fields, like the auto body mechanics, they wear the hats
wear
in
your
their
proper-
shop, so they
your
can wear
proper
it in their
uniform.
shop, but when they walk in the main buildings, dress code, there's certain length of shorts, or
Sure.
because when you go into an environment, like you tell some other college girls, you're not going to sit there and cut somebody's hair with this short skirt, or, you know, for some of the girls showing a little too much cleavage, you know.
Absolutely.
You want to be careful, and I'm straight out with the girls,
Straight
and I
up,
tell them,
yeah.
you have to be careful to protect themselves, but also to be professional for that business itself. So these kids learn a lot when they come in, as soon as they walk in that door.
I mentioned attendance was an issue with employers. The second issue was cell phones. And that's the truth. I'm not
That
making
is
these
the
things
truth.
up. This
Absolutely.
is real life.
Absolutely.
Lori, what about the other programs? What other programs are at the LoGuidice Center?
We have cosmetology, we have culinary arts, we have welding, we have construction, we have conservation. Am I missing? Oh, and we also have CDOS, that's a new program.
What's that?
It is a new program. It's a Career and Development and Occupational Studies Commencement Credential. And it's newly offered at our site. It's an exiting credential for students with disabilities.
Okay.
Students
Special
with-
needs, okay.
So students with disabilities will be able to earn a New York State Career and Development and Occupational Studies Commencement Credential. The commencement credential is recognized, but in each individual's student's preparation and skills for post-secondary employment. So it allows them to hone in on a program or an area of study that they can use in the community and get that credential for that.
Awesome. Well, let's touch a little bit on students with special needs. About 20% of our population in education has some special need. It can be something very minor to something very involved. Do we have students that are in the career and technical education
We do.
field?
I think that just to real quickly summarize what she was talking about, you see that's an easy way to summarize it, is that they used to have the IEP diploma, and the IEP diploma kind of went away, and it's now becoming a CDOS credential. And the purpose of that is to prepare a career plan for this student, so that at the end of it all, after the year or 2 years, or whatever it takes, you have a career plan set for this student. These are the CDOS credential, and the kid now knows what he really wants to do. Whether it's auto tech, cosmetology, whatever it might be, he gets a taste of the different programs, spends a little time there, goes on the internships, and then eventually at the end, you know what, I want to be an auto tech, I want to be a mechanic, and he leaves with that career plan, employability profile, and so on.
Yeah, and we sometimes think, well, some students with special needs will never do anything, and that's just simply not true.
No, our kids go in that program and they get the extra help, the extra support in the classes. Like they said, our English liaison, math liaison, or our science liaison, if there is a issue there, they take the extra time to work with that student.
Awesome.
And then the kids, most of our kids are successful. They might not get the technical endorsement, but they complete the programs and they get something out of it. So they're ready to go and work.
Okay, we're running out of time. I know it seems hard to believe, like a minute and a half. Rachel, what are your career plans?
I'm planning to go to Alfred State for 2 years for veterinary technology, and then after that I'm hoping to continue on for equine science.
Equine being horse.
Yes.
Okay, you have horses at home?
Yes, I have 8.
You have 8.
Yes.
8 money pits.
Yes. You could say that.
Well, good for you. Okay, Lori, any last words of advice for people that are watching right now that maybe have some kids that are interested in VOTEC or career tech? Whoa.
Career technical
I'm old.
education. I think that opportunity for our students to consider. It allows them to, as we said, be college and career ready. It's real life learning, and if they have an interest in any of the programs that we talked about, come and check it out. Go to your guidance counselor, let them know that you want to check out a program in career and technical ed. Come and visit the campus. Spend a day with the teacher and the students in that program so that they are able to see what it feels like, see what's happening in that classroom. And there's always that lecture and hands-on component so they can see it. They can see it happen and decide if that's for them. But it's early, the earlier the better.
You know, and that's a good point, is students should have a chance to come over and have a look around, because a lot of times they may think they want it and they don't, and that's the worst thing in the world, spend 2 years into an area that you don't want. Well, folks, we've run out of time. I want to thank Joe Pagan, the principal of the LoGuidice Educational Center, for being here. Holly Lemke from Small Animal Sciences, the instructor, Lori Poniatowski from Health Services, Destiny Clemens, who is an outstanding student from Small Animal Sciences, Rachael McCarty, who is an outstanding student from Small Animal Sciences. I'm Doc Hamels. I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you want to watch this again, catch it on YouTube. It'll be posted there or at our website, Access 5. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you all again next week, right here at 9 a.m. in the morning. Take care. Have a great weekend.